radio station, your only law radio station. It's 1 minute past 9. Good morning again, and warm welcome to the Law FM Morning Show. And it's time to grab that late morning coffee. You definitely will need that. Cross your leg and just sit tight, because it's about to get down. It's about to go down. And as we get down to business this morning, we bring you the news. Go straight to the newsstand, check out what's trending across dailies today, see what the papers are reporting across their cover pages, and then when we're done with that, there's a hot topic in the news this morning, and you do not want to miss that, because hey, guess what? Work has started. Work has started for the Tinubu administration already. It's the first full week, inauguration on Monday, it's Friday today, so first full week of the administration. Would like to know from you what your assessment of the administration is so far this first week. But there's a hot topic to follow that immediately after the newsstand, where we'll review the papers, and when we're done with that, of course, you get the chance to take the mic, grab the mic, and get talking about that, and the conversation continues from there. So hey, stay tuned from now all the way till 11 o'clock. It's a bumper package this Friday. It's Fabulous Friday here on FM 103.9. Let's get started, shall we? Of course, you do know that there is no way we're going to have this conversation without you. So join the conversation as we stream on Facebook, facebook.com/FM1039. And of course, you can join in via WhatsApp or the phone lines. The numbers to call 0703 2277 or 0909 555 1039. Kingsley, Bassey is my name.
And I'm Felix, Uzoma.
Are you ready to hear what's happening in the news? Let's bring you what's happening in the news today. Do stay tuned.
This is the news on the Law FM Morning Show.
In the news, President Bola Tinubu has met with service chiefs for the first time since his assumption as president, demanding security agencies strengthen coordination and not work at cross purposes. At the end of the meeting yesterday, the president disclosed his own philosophy towards dealing with security issues, which is the adoption of contemporary security measures to advance the country's security fortunes. Addressing State House correspondents, the National Security Advisor Babagana Mongunu, who conveyed the president's message, disclosed that the president demands frequent consultations in tandem with the demands of the nation and will embark on a lot of reforms. The president also demanded the security agencies to develop a blueprint to deal with the issue of crude oil theft, indicating that the changes meet the requirement of the changing times. Those in attendance at the president's first engagement with heads of the nation's security and intelligence agencies include the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahya, Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Awa Gambo, the Chief of Air Staff, Air Vice Marshal Isiaka Mao, and the Inspector General of Police, Usman Kalibaba. Others are the Director General of the State Security Service, Yusuf Bichi, and the Director General of the National Intelligence Agency, Ahmed Rufai Abubakar. Still on security, troops of the Joint Task Force Northwest Operation Adari Dai have rescued 10 kidnapped victims in Shinkafi local government area of Zamfara state. During the operation, troops also killed scores of bandits in the Anka local government area of the northwestern state. It was reported that the military exercises were carried out on Tuesday, May 30 and Wednesday, May 31, respectively. A top military source who pleaded anonymity confirmed this to newsmen yesterday. He said that troops conducted operations and cleared Alansanawa, Kayawa, Meizuma, Dutsi, Dongo, Gandu, Girari, Meiwa, Sarara, Gabawuri, Tunga Ndamada, Baje, Ruwaje, Atarawa, Zungo and Mania villages of Shinkafi local government. According to him, several bandits were neutralized during the encounter. Its live cartridges were recovered, 4 motorcycles were burnt, and 10 kidnapped victims were rescued. Similarly, troops of the Forward Operation Base in Anka carried out simultaneous operations in Anka local government area. Away from that, the immediate past governor of Ekiti State, Kayode Fayemi, is currently being quizzed by operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. According to report, competent sources disclosed that the ex-governor of Ekiti State arrived at the Lorry Zonal Command of the Commission at about 10 a.m. yesterday. He is said to be quizzed or was quizzed by a team of investigators on allegations of misappropriation of funds during his tenure to the tune of about 4 billion naira. They report that the agency's invitation had been shelved for a few weeks to see that transition modalities go smoothly. It remains uncertain if the former governor will be released today. So at the time of filing this particular report, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission was yet to make a formal statement on the development. However, details of the interrogation are expected within the coming hours. But also, the immediate past governor has spoken on the matter and is said, refuting the claims that he is under probe by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission over an alleged 4 billion naira fraud. Fayemi, in a statement today by the head of the Fayemi Media Office in Abuja, Malam Ahmed Sajo, said during his visit to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, no such allegation was raised during his conversation with officials of the anti-graft agency. The statement, however, noted that all Fayemi did during the conversation with the officials of the anti-graft agency in Lorry, Kwara State was to respond to a frivolous petition from a group that was trying to soil his good name and image. Away from Nigeria, 2 stories outside Nigeria but in the continent Africa. Heavy artillery fire in a market in the Sudanese capital Khartoum resulted in at least 17 deaths and 106 wounded. The attack took place on Wednesday, according to a statement issued by the Sudanese Doctors Syndicate on the day. A ceasefire previously signed by the Sudanese government forces and the rival Rapid Support Forces was extended on Monday, but the fighting continued. Both sides accused each other of violating the ceasefire agreement repeatedly. On Wednesday, the Sudanese Armed Forces announced that it had suspended dialogue with the Rapid Support Forces, and yesterday the United States announced sanctions against the Sudanese Army and the Rapid Support Forces. Outside the continent, President Joe Biden is fine after tripping and falling over at an event in Colorado. This is according to White House officials. He stumbled on his sandbag while handing out diplomas at the graduation ceremony for the United States Air Force Academy. Biden, who's the nation's oldest 7 president at 80, was helped back onto his feet and appeared to be unhurt after yesterday's fall. The president joked to reporters as he arrived back at the White House yesterday evening, saying, quote, "I got sandbagged," end of quote. He had been standing for about an hour and a half to shake hands with each of the 921 graduating cadets. Footage shows Biden appearing to point at one of the 2 sandbags used to prop up his teleprompter as he was helped by an Air Force official and 2 members of his Secret Service detail. Well, those are the stories we're tracking for you at the moment on the local and foreign scene. It's time to go to the judiciary for legal updates.
And here are the updates from the judiciary. Candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, who is insisting that he won the presidential election held on February the 25th on Thursday, produced certified true copies of results of the election from 6 states of the Federation to support his claim. Obi tendered the results, which were obtained from Rivers, Cross Rivers, Niger states, a total of 115 local government areas, in evidence before the Presidential Election Petition Court sitting in Abuja. Despite opposition by the respondents in the matter, Honorable Justice Samani led 5-member panel admitted the Rivers State result and marked them as exhibits PD1 to PD15 before subsequently adjourning further proceedings in the matter till Friday today. And no fewer than 52 members of the Biafra Zionist Front (PZF), led by Benjamin Onwuka, who were arrested in Enugu on May the 30th, have been remanded and imprisoned. The pro-Biafra group members were allegedly rounded up on their way to hoist the Biafra flag in the Enugu government house. According to security sources, the agitators displayed Biafran flags, those of Israel and the United States of America, when they were arrested, after which, when they were apprehended. They were arraigned on Wednesday alongside their leader, Benjamin Onwuka, before an Enugu North Magisterial District Court of the Enugu State Magistrate. The magistrate court was said to have remanded all the members in prison custody and ordered the police to transfer the case file to the Department of Public Prosecution for advice and proper prosecution. Recall that on Tuesday, May 30th, was declared a sit-at-home day by the pro-Biafra agitators in remembrance of the day the defunct Biafra Republic was declared, a development that forced businesses, schools, markets and offices to shut down in Enugu and other southeast states. And in Kaduna, the Kaduna State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal on Thursday began its inaugural sitting on the petition challenging the declaration of the All Progressive Congress candidate Senator Uba Sani as the winner of the March 18, 2023 governorship poll in the state. The 3-member panel is headed by Honorable Justice Victor Oviawe, with Justice K. Damlath and Honorable Justice N. Nonye as members. In his inaugural speech, the chairman of the panel, Honorable Justice Victor Oviawe, sought the cooperation of the Nigerian Bar Association and Council on both sides for the speedy dispensation of justice in line with the provision of the Electoral Act. Honorable Justice Victor Oviawe also noted that the tribunal will be just, fair and do the right thing in the interest of justice, while adding that the 5 petitions were before the court. And still in Kaduna State, a federal high court sitting in Kaduna on Thursday sentenced a laborer, Adamu Shola, to 4 years imprisonment for selling cannabis, popularly called marijuana. In his judgment, Honorable Justice Muhammad held that the court was satisfied with the prosecution's evidence. The judge convicted and sentenced the culprit after he pleaded guilty to the offences and begged the court for leniency in sentencing him. Earlier, the NDLEA, which is the Nigerian National Drug Law Enforcement Agency's counsel, T.I. Atsehe, told the court that the defendant was arrested on May 5 at Kawo bus stop in Kaduna while selling the drugs. He said the NDLEA's operative recovered 5 kilograms of cannabis sativa, a narcotic drug similar to cocaine, heroin and LSD from Shola. The offense, he informed the court, is punishable under Section 11 paragraph C of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency Act, Cap 30, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004. In a related development, two Nigerian nationals who were extradited to the United States from the United Kingdom pleaded guilty to operating a transnational inheritance fraud scheme According to court documents, Jerry Chuks Uzo, 43, and Ian Chuku Jonathan Abraham, 44, were part of a group of fraudsters that sent personalized letters to elderly victims in the United States, falsely claiming that the sender was a representative of a bank in Spain and the recipients were entitled to receive a multi-million-dollar inheritance left for the recipient by a family member who had died years before in Spain. Victims were told that before they could receive their purported inheritance, they were required to send money for delivery fees, taxes, and payment to avoid questioning from government authorities. Victims sent money to the defendant through a complex web of US-based former victims. In pleading guilty, the defendant admitted to defrauding over $6 million from more than 400 victims, many of whom were elderly or otherwise vulnerable. Also, is scheduled to be sentenced by the U.S. District Judge Kathleen M. Williams on July 27. Judge Williams will sentence Abraham on 9th August. Both defendants face a maximum penalty of 20 years in prison.
Well, that's the news at this time. Thanks indeed for listening. After a short break, when we're back from this break, it'll be time to check out the papers on the newsstand. Do join the conversation via various social media platforms.
How do you do it? My skin gives me the extra confidence to light up the room. That's why I'm deliberate about how I nourish my skin. I use a soap made with the right natural ingredients. A soap? Which one? A soap that contains shea butter and aloe vera, turmeric and honey for a glowing skin.
Experience the new Joy Black Soap, made with over 7 natural ingredients that moisturize, restore, and repair your skin, giving you the confidence to be who you love to be. Joy, beauty my way.
Right here.
I'm Oluwadamlola Emmanuel, the General Manager, Lagos State Waterways Authority, and you're listening to Law FM 103.9 for knowledge and entertainment.
19 minutes past 9 this fabulous Friday morning. This is Live from 103.9, the station for knowledge and entertainment. Thanks for staying tuned. You're live on the Live from Morning Show. Here is time now for the newsstand. Let's go check out what the papers are reporting this beautiful morning. All right, we begin this morning with this Nigerian newspaper. This Nigeria, and the lead here, just below the masthead, says crush oil thieves. Tinubu mandates service chiefs warns against working across purposes. Writer 2 says charges security heads to come up with blueprints to change architecture. The third writer, military kills 66, nab 280 terrorists in 2 weeks. Away from that, Tinubu meets Lawan Gbajabiamila over 10th National Assembly leadership. Below that, Economic and Financial Crimes Commission grills Fayemi over alleged misappropriation of 4 billion naira. Again, Tribunal steps down Obi's petition over poor filing of documents. Is that the accurate thing which happened in court? This has caused a lot of controversies, but that is definitely a conversation you want to stay tuned to know. Customs to generate over $200 billion for federal government through TMP. One last story here on the cover page of This Nigeria Today. Fuel price hike. Students stranded over high fares. Civil servants stay off work in Abuja. Protests rock Benin as Nigeria Labour Congress denies stage managing unrest. Well, that's what the cover page of this Nigeria looks like for you this Friday, including a picture of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahya, National Security Advisor, Major General Baba Gana retired, President Bola Tinubu, Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Irabo, after the first security meeting with the President at the Presidential Villa in Abuja yesterday. That's that with this Nigeria today.
All right, and on the Nation newspaper this morning, you have bold headlines. Tinubu orders centralized security coordination, and that's a repeat story. On page 5, you have obey APC zoning, non-serving senators tell Kalu Yari. There's a picture story of the president and other security advisors. Other security chiefs, if I put it that way. You have the Chief of Army Staff, Chief of Air Staff, Chief of Defense, as well as the Inspector General of Police. You also have the National Security Advisor, DSS, and well, pick up the Nation newspaper to get more details on this particular picture story. EFCC quizzes Fayemi for allegedly laundering 4 billion. That's on page. That was also on the Nation newspaper. You have Kyari, subsidy removed to stop Nigeria from bankruptcy. No payment by federal government since February. Government labor talks resume on Sunday. So, with bated breath, wait for the meeting and the outcome of that meeting next tomorrow. Tribunal warns uncoordinated Obi Labour Party against time wasting. That's also on the Nation newspaper. And also on the Nation newspaper, you have why federal government workers' May salary is delayed. 90% broadband penetration in target. Well, that's all we have on the Nation newspaper this morning.
This is the newsstand on LFM 103.9, and we're checking out the papers. We're done with this Nigeria and the Nation. Let's check out one more before we get to analysis. Daily Trust is next. Tinubu gives service chiefs new security templates. That's a recurring story you find across dailies today, and that's not surprising. The first security meeting happened yesterday. By the way, you want to stick around for the discourse after the newsstand, because that is the focus today on the show. Well, some more stories, maybe some not recurring, but this one: subsidy removal, workers, students groan as transport fares soar. And you also find this one: cleric remanded for raping women seeking prayers. Okay, sad story you find inside page 20 of Daily Trust today. 10th National Assembly, women demand deputy speakership as Lawan Gbajabiamila meets Tinubu. Apparently till the elections will happen, there will continue to be, demands, horse trading and, counter demands. So, we'll see how that goes. But that's that with the Daily Trust newspaper and the cover pages we're checking out for you. Some other papers, recurring stories would leave things there and then go straight to analysis. Standing by for that is a barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Nigeria, Tunji Abdulhammed. A very good morning to you and happy Friday.
Yeah, good morning, Kingsley. Good morning, Felix.
Good morning, you're welcome.
Our listeners are greeted specially. Thank God it's Friday.
Yeah, you didn't greet myself and Felix specially. It's the listener you're greeting specially. No problem.
Ojoro
on
a Friday.
No problem.
No, the listeners are the special people that we need to greet.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, yeah, definitely. The most important part of this conversation. And of course, they get the chance as well. You listening right there, you get the chance to join the conversation at exactly 10 minutes past 10. Okay, 10 minutes past 10, and you get the chance to talk to us when you grab the mic and have your say. In the meantime, let's begin with Tunji Abdulhammed. Tunji, even though this is going to be the focus, the hot topic for the morning, in a moment when we get to the discourse with a security expert standing by for that, let's get your view very quickly on this one. The president met for the very first time with service chiefs yesterday, and he gave them a stern warning, saying, I would not appreciate that you work across purposes under my watch. Nobody must do that. All agencies must work together to achieve the security of lives and properties, I beg your pardon, for the country or in the country. You'd recall that under the Buhari administration, there were thoughts like that. There were unconfirmed reports about security agencies working across purposes. One agency trying to take the glory, the other one, like they're the ones doing the job and the other one not doing it, so what's your take on this directive, this order given by the president to security chiefs? Is this a good way to start?
Yeah, I think the departure from the past. The departure from the past in the sense that the past administration, that is the one led by former President Buhari, the president is often amused whenever the issues of this nature arise. In other words, whenever the one agent of the government and the other has an issue, the president will not even do anything. He will just pretend that nothing is happening. It is not good for us. We have security agencies. We are all working for Nigeria. They are all working for the good of Nigeria. So I don't see why there should be competition regarding or rivalry between the two of them. Where if we have the same objective and we want to achieve the same purpose or result, there should not be any competition or process of even fighting over office and all those things. I think it's a good way to do it. It's a good thing to do, to call them to order and let them know that, look, there should be no rivalry. If we are not united, we can't achieve our aim. So I think for me, that is the best thing to do. That circumstance. The agencies of government should not be fighting themselves, should not see themselves as enemies, should not see themselves as competitors. They should see themselves as partners who need to work and bring results to the country. And that is to me a good way.
Right.
Okay.
All right. So, but sometimes the obvious issue could be the issue of all the security, both the military. Okay, let's even look at the military. You have the Air Force, you have the Army, you also have the Navy. They are of basically, you want to say, coordinate jurisdiction. So, and then there's the National Security Advisor. Sometimes there's the issue of who is superior. How do you pass information? And that's why the need for a central warehousing of security information. Where do you think perhaps you want to enlighten us on where that central warehousing system should be?
You see, the problem we are having is that most of our agencies overlaps in their functions. In other words, some of them go outside their function and carry another their function. For instance, the internal crisis is the responsibility of the police. But these days, we've been assigned to the military, to the military and army, and sometimes there is a lot of issues. So, in other words, the best way is for each of the agencies to know their responsibility, to know their boundaries, to know what they are supposed to do. So, even if it's not within my boundary, and I try to do it for you to get results for you, I don't see why that should cause fights. What we need is results. Although I'm also concerned about the process and the procedure, but that should not be an issue that will not cause a public crisis between the two agencies of the government. So the best thing is for them to know, this is my area, I'm just assisting you in this area, and whenever anything comes out of it, we know that, look, it's not my job, it's just an assistant, and they will know it in that manner. And it's not for one agency to take over the job of another person and start making that agency look like you are under my supervision, or you are my subordinate, and that. So, the purpose of it is that, look, they should all see themselves as working for the same government and the same objective and the same purpose. What is the purpose? Good governance, good results, insecurity, and all those things. So competition, to me, I don't think it should be one of their goals. It should not be there. They should see themselves as I am superior to you, I'm not superior to you. They are all superior in their own area. They have their own responsibility. and they have their duty. So if you overlap in my duty, if you are coming to my area, you are bending on that me in that regard. In other words, it's my job. You are just assisting me. So you can't give me directives in that regard. You can't be my superior in that regard. So, like I said, they should just stay on their lane, know their responsibility, and do their job.
Alrighty, let's talk about the fuel crisis. Well, the fuel price hike.
Before you go, let me make comment on the directive of the Mr. President to the security agents to crush people who are committing crime in terms of our oil. I think we are in a democracy, and the president should please not use they should caution people to use adjectives that are not military in nature. In other words, as a civilian president, you don't talk about crushing, because there are processes, there are laws. Yeah, I'm not oblivious of the fact that, look, when you go into you want to if people are committing crime, there may be what's it called, exchange of gunshot. That is normal. But it's not for you to put it from the onstart, crush them. So are you getting my point? So I'm worried about the adjectives. They should realize that we're in a democracy and there are processes.
Respect for human rights, right? If one is caught committing a crime, they should be arrested and prosecuted accordingly. Okay, that is taken. Let's talk about the fuel price hike. It's reported, on the cover page of this Nigeria Today, that students have been stranded over high fares, and that even in Abuja, civil servants are beginning to stay back home because of this fare. As a matter of fact, I think it was the Nation newspaper who mentioned also there's been a delay. There's now a reason given for the delay in the payment of salaries for the month of May for federal government workers. That of course would have compounded the situation if you've not collected salary for last month, and then the prices now, is doubled. For some persons, close to being tripled. It's difficult for them to get to work. How can the federal government help citizens manage, this situation so it's not so financially burdensome, for want of better words, for them?
Are you relating to the petroleum scarcity?
Yes, the fuel price hike, yes.
Because, like I said, I'm one of those people who don't believe in the subsidy is our problem, or the existence of the subsidy is actually a problem that we have. I don't believe in that. My belief is that, look, we are having problems with the subsidy because people are sharing the responsibility of maintaining the subsidy and not doing the right thing, and nobody is being punished. Our problem is corruption, lack of transparency, lack of accountability, and the political will, those giving the responsibility to punish those who are not doing the thing. Are not to punish, and the subsidy can be removed if certain things are in place. For instance, if we have what's it called? Because we take it or leave it. Those that will suffer this hike in price as they come out, not even outrage. The majority of Nigerians, millions of Nigerians, not those who are capacity to buy the fare the way they have now. Because those who have the capacity will say there's no problem with it. And those who are benefiting from the oil, or those who are doing business of into energy, they will give you grammars and say it's the best for us, it's this and that, because it benefits them. So if you increase, you can see now, just if you don't increase in price, you can see what is going on now. Transportation will go up, the food commodity will go up, so many other things will go up. And in a country whereby the Nigerian citizens, they provide their security for themselves, they provide their energy for themselves, they provide water for themselves, there's nothing that government is being provided. So if you are telling me the subsidy is being paid, only few people are benefiting from it. What is the guarantee that those money that will be saved will not be for the benefit of the airlines?
Is it fair to keep driving this narrative that citizens provide every single thing for themselves? And I say this consciously. Yes, there's, for example, for security, there are gatesmen. Neighborhoods now have employ certain people for their own security and the rest. But what then is the job of the police, for example? That we have the Nigerian armed forces working on a daily, to say that the citizens provide security for themselves and there's nothing government is doing, is to say that there is really no government. And is that fair to say?
That's what I'm saying. That if you are saying because we are free to make a reference to foreign country where or other countries where there is no subsidy, and they say no country subsidize oil. Those countries who are not subsidizing are not providing security for themselves. The citizens are not providing electricity for themselves. They are not providing water for themselves. They have a enabling environment. I am aware in Saudi Arabia, once you are born, from the day you are born, till you attain the age of 18, you have money in your account every month. You are sure of that. So you can imagine when you have it, you know that once you are born, the day you are born, monthly you are entitled to money will be paid to your account. You have an account open for you already. Money will be paid. So you now be comparing my country where those things are not available with a country where those things are available and say no country subsidize. But no, you look at your circumstances in your own country. This hardship will be too much for people. And then it will not be well if you are in that it will going ahead with it. Government is not in place to just say I have a policy and I must drive it. You must look at the consequences of those policies on the part of the city. I'm not one of those who say
Tunji, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We need to go on a very short break, right? We'll be back in a moment and you continue your conversation. One you can finish your thoughts on that in a moment. Do stay tuned.
Finest babe, how do you do it?
My skin gives me the extra confidence to light up the room. That's why I'm deliberate about how I nourish my skin. I use a soap made with the right natural ingredients.
A soap? Which one?
A soap that contains shea butter and aloe vera, turmeric and honey for a glowing skin.
Experience the new Joy Black Soap, made with over 7 natural ingredients that moisturize, restore and repair your skin, giving you the confidence to be who you love to be. Joy, beauty my way.
Hold on tight.
I'm Olufemi Pedro. I'm Omoyele Showore.
My name is Honorable Akim Dixon.
This is Honorable Adekunle Akobada.
I'm Dele Momodu, and you are listening to Law FM 103.9 for knowledge and entertainment. The only law radio station.
The station for knowledge and entertainment, Law FM 103.9, 38 minutes past 9. Thank you so much, Oladipupo Oluwaseun Bukola, for joining in of Facebook. You can also be like Oladipupo Oluwaseun and join the live broadcast there on Facebook, facebook.com/LFM1039. That right there is how to join. You'd find the broadcast. You can drop your comment there as well. Yes, this is the newsstand, and we'll begin to wrap the conversation in newsstand so we can get to the discourse, which is the hot topic for the day. We'll be focused on a big story in the day. Tunji Abdulhammed, a lawyer, is our guest this morning. And Tunji, you were just talking about considering social investment available or social welfare packages available in other climes compared to Nigeria when we're looking at government policies.
Yes, I was saying that because people are often quick to refer us to those places. That they won't refer us to the fact that they were doing this to their citizens, they were doing that to their citizens. They only tell us about the subsidy removal and not paying subsidy. You see, I said if they remove, the claim is that if they remove subsidy, they will have money to do other things. These are old story as far as I'm concerned. President Muhammadu Buhari said the same thing in 2016. That once that pump price is increased, and it will give them opportunity to have more money, and do that and use the money for other things. That money was increased. The more money came in, nothing was done. They were being told, in fact, they even denied that the subsidy has been removed. They later said because it has been removed severally, however that they say. So what I'm saying is that look, what is the guarantee that even if they remove this subsidy and more money is coming in, what is the guarantee that this money will not be used for the welfare of those who are in government and the benefit of those who are allies? Because that's when you now see the National Assembly increasing their allowances and their salaries. You see the ministers and the presidency increasing the computers or whatever in the kitchen of the all those things. You see more money being spent on the relevancy, buy more cars, buy this and that, and big houses for governments who are sitting. So these are my problems. So if you have this enabling environment already put in place, if you have guarantee that these things will no longer be problem, the issue of education, health will not be problem. The issue of water supply will not be the PhD of the past. They do have that on ground. Then and we have refinery working. We cannot talk about removing subsidy. And this day it will create more hardship on the people. And I'm not one of those who I no longer believe in those are those no gain, no pain slogan that they use in pinning us down. Because that's what they normally say. They say you must suffer before you enjoy. We have been solving all this while no enjoyment thereafter. We have been doing this thing. No gain. The same thing was said in doing Buhari. Nothing was done. So as far as I'm concerned, we cannot put the cart before. We cannot put the cart between us. He wants to put the foundation first for you to be able to say you will completely remove subsidy, and nobody will talk. Imagine somebody spending 40K or more every month on fuel. Every month in a week. If 40,000 naira, 20,000 naira, or 30,000 naira in a week, how much is the salary of those people? 20K, 30K. It's not doing transportation, no. It's private use. Imagine the hardship. Imagine the difficulty. Imagine those who are collecting salary, 30,000 naira or 40,000 naira, and going to office and spending 5,000 naira a day. What is that the essence of the work that is doing? If the government is not in place to make things hard for the people, government is in place to make things easy for the people. So when you look at it and say, look, if we remove this thing, it will cause us problems. Why not subsidize it? What you should do is to go after those who have been giving money for subsidy and not using it the way it should be used. Not to punish people for the failure of some people or government. They will not do its job. Right. That's the way I see it.
All right. Well, we'll leave it at that. Move on to the Sun newspaper. There's this story on the Sun newspaper. IG approves promotion of 31,465 personnel. Do you think that this approval, this promotional approval, would boost the morale of those whose promotion has been approved? Would this also improve security in any way?
Yeah, of course it will improve their it will improve their upgrade their level of readiness. But notwithstanding, if they are promoted and there is no welfare package in support of it, you may not do anything. So when you give them promotion, you must also make them comfortable in terms of welfare. Ensure that they have what they need and whatever they are looking for that will make them comfortable as a security agent. You can't be a security agent and think of how will I pay school fees, how will I do this and that, how will my family or this and that do this. So it's a good one for their promotion, and it will also help in gearing their effort in doing more. But again, I am worried that we still have a IG whose tenure has expired and making this upgrade of or promotion of appointment. Because as it is today, as far as I'm concerned, the tenure of this IG expired in March. When I say tenure here, I'm not talking about the number of years. I'm talking about it became an ex-police officer on the 1st of March 2023. And by our law, an ex-police officer cannot be an IG. Yes, it's been retained and it's been there since March 1st. That is not obedience to rule of law. We are acting contrary to the law.
Well, I thought the first PRO had responded to that statement you just made, which is that the ruling is I think it's
I'm not talking about his own response, because his response to me, what he's saying is that look, because the court said because I read the comment, said people are to the allegation is false. There is nothing report in that one. It's not false because the court said the LG is occupying the seat illegally. So the fact that you have appealed does not make that information a false information. What you will tell us that you have appealed it and it's still pending before the court. Not that people who said the court has sacked the IG are giving false information. There's no false information in that as far as I'm concerned. I disagree with him.
All right, we'll leave things there. Tunji Abdulhammed, barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. Thanks for being on the newsstand today, the second day of June 2023. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
There you go. Have a great one. That is a newsstand. Off in a short break. When we get back, we'll talk about security in Nigeria, the direction the new administration, that of President Bola Tinubu, is taking to rejig the security architecture in Nigeria, and would have a security consultant, a security expert talk to us about that in a moment. Do stay tuned.
Let's talk. Let's converse. Let's have